Hey there, guys. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. I'm looking a little bit different today, if you haven't noticed. I screwed up trimming my beard this morning, and I had to go down to just stubble to get everything kind of evened out. I have to run to an appointment right after this, so I had to do it. I didn't like it. I wanted to keep it on there. I got a haircut today as well, so I'm looking a little bit different than I was before. But hey, it'll grow back quickly. My facial hair grows in pretty quick, so I want to get back to covering up, this whole thing, because this really isn't working for anybody. So. Anyway, moving along. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Last night was kind of a weird night for us DFSers. The Orioles and White Sox game was canceled not long before first pitch. So I know a lot of you were like me. We were stacking pretty hard on the Orioles hitters. A lot of us were putting a ball out there. My advice yesterday pretty much ended up being obsolete due to that game being canceled and Braun and Polanco not playing. So if you listened to me yesterday, you probably didn't score any points because none of those guys played. So hopefully you made some decisions using other people and stuff like that. So, before we get too far into it, if you're new to the show, if you could help me out by subscribing, by hitting that red button, that is a big help. I am a fantasy sports consultant. My name is Ryan Kostrowski. I do Major League Baseball, NBA, and NFL. Anything outside of that is outside of my comfort zone, and I don't know much about it, so don't listen to me on anything outside of baseball, basketball, and football. Additionally, I am a third-party DraftKings affiliate. So, if you look down in the comments section, you will see a link. That is a link to DraftKings. So if you're playing on FanDuel, or if you're just thinking about it, like let's say you play these yearly leagues and you love them, but you want to get into the daily leagues, sign up through me. I'll be your personal consultant. I will email you lineups till you get acclimated and do it on your own. I'll help you out, and you'll be in turn helping me out, so I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine type of thing. So, also, the other thing I like to include in my shows, and we'll kind of get right into this now. I'm wearing a new suit today, a brand new suit, first time wearing it, so I'm feeling pretty good. And that's something that I just kind of wanted to talk about. Last night's game was canceled due to some rioting out in the Baltimore area. I'm sure pretty much most people are very well aware of this by now. So I kind of want to give my point of view on things, and I'm not going to get overly political or religious or anything like that. But I do think that it's really important. I believe this firmly that it'll help everybody along the way. Stop judging other people based upon their political or their religious views. And not only will it help you be happier and just make our country get along better. A lot of our country's issues come from the fact that we're so split evenly down the middle. And we got people on this side, we got people on this side, and they need to work together. The reason our education system is so screwed up in America, our medical system, our healthcare systems are beyond repair at this point, it feels like. Not saying it's beyond repair, but it feels like it is. And a lot of that comes from the fact that we got two sides that just refuse to work together. And just because you agree with a lot of things that are liberal doesn't mean that you can't see the side of a conservative person. It does you a lot of help if we can start working together on these things. So don't blindly side with one party because you agree with certain parts of it. That's lunacy. That's how cults get started. Have an opinion. Educate yourself. Get news from different sources. Don't just listen to Fox News or don't just listen to CNN. Check out various news sources. Get different points of views. Then you're free to have your own opinion on things, but accept that other people are going to have other opinions. Just because you're a conservative doesn't mean that the liberals have to agree with you, and vice versa. We got to look at each other and realize we need to start working together. Otherwise, the kids in this country are going to have it pretty shitty because our education system is absolutely terrible right now. We're going to get passed by all the other countries if we keep being blindly divided right down the middle. So, I'm not conservative. I am not liberal. I have opinions on each side. Chris Rock says it best. He goes, when it comes to prostitution, I'm liberal. When it comes to crime, I'm conservative. Kill him. You're going to have viewpoints on both sides, so stop judging people just because they think a little differently than you do. So let's be open-minded. So, end my rant. I don't want to get any further into this. I don't want to turn this into a political thing or a religious conversation. I just want us to start judging each other on people, not based upon certain other things. So, looking at our pictures tonight, the reason you guys are here, listen to baseball talk, not listen to me talk about other stuff that's a little more serious. Let's take a look at our pitchers. Now, obviously, if we start at the top, you can take a look at Clayton Kershaw. He's the game's best pitcher playing against a below-average offense. If you can get your team built around him, he's always, pretty damn good. Clayton Kershaw is a phenomenal pitcher. So if you think you can afford him, obviously he's safe to play. He's playing at home tonight, too. You don't get cheap home runs out in L.A. either. Next guy up, Johnny Cueto. Guy's money in the bank, 10-4. Cueto tends to dominate the Brewers. He's been spectacular this year. Nothing not to like about this. The Brewers are beyond beat up right now. I believe their record's 4-16. They're awful. It pains me as a Brewer fan, but it's a great matchup for Cueto. He dominates them on a regular basis. Next guy up. Now we want to start saving a few bucks. It's going to be really hard to get Cueto and Kershaw into your lineup. So another guy I like is Michael Wacha for 8,300. If you guys can think back to the 2013 season, if you can remember how Wacha was damn good down the stretch. He was a big part of the Cardinals team that year. I was pretty big on Wacha heading into the year-long leagues last year, and he was only okay. This year, he started off very, very well again this year. So this is a kid, a very talented kid. He's pitched very well in all 3 starts this year, and tonight he gets to be at home against the Phillies, who are probably the second worst team in baseball right now, other than my team, which hurts to say. So Wacha's a good bet tonight. A couple other mid-tier guys you can take a look at without getting into too much detail. Odorizzi from Tampa Bay and Sanchez from Detroit are both very viable options this evening. Now, another guy you may want to consider putting in your lineup, and I'll tell you right now, this is a big gamble, but look at Chase Whitley from the New York Yankees for 4,100. That's a very low cost, so you can put him in there, and then you can afford to get Kershaw. And I tell you right now, this guy is a risk. But if you've noticed the last couple of days, a lot of our sure thing pitchers that made a lot of sense, like Carrasco on Sunday and others that we've taken a look at, haven't worked out. So everybody's a little bit of a gamble, so to speak. So Whitley's been very good in the minor leagues so far this year. He's a young kid. He's a talented young kid. A lot of times when these guys come up who have no or very limited major league experience, they pitch a very good game because the guys in the other lineup haven't seen them a lot. As a hitter, if you haven't seen a pitcher, that is to the pitcher's advantage. It doesn't work the other way around. So that is a calculated risk, but it is most definitely a risk. So that's what I got for pitching today. Catchers, I'll start off by saying if you're on FanDuel and your lineups start with the early games, unlike DraftKings, Carlos Santana is a pretty good bet today. But otherwise, I'm going to look at playing a very, very low-cost catcher tonight. I cannot give you a name in specific until I see the starting lineups, but I'm going to wait till the lineups come out, and I'm going to look for a low-cost catcher who's playing against a not very good pitcher, so the guys around him might get on base, give him more chances for RBIs and runs, because I want to load up on pitching talent tonight because there's some good upper echelon guys. So catcher's one spot. Without any really good studs sticking out, I'm going to want to get a low-cost guy. First base, Anthony Rizzo, 5,200. Dude is just flat out balling right now. He's doing everything, stealing bases, hitting homers, driving in runs, getting walks, you name it. I'm normally not a big fan of anybody who's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup, but Rizzo's been fine against Jeff Locke in his career. He's 4 for 13 with a homer. Rizzo's hitting everybody right now, so he's my top first baseman for the time being. Now, if you're not that guy and you're trying to look to save some money, Eric Campbell for 3,200 is worthy of consideration. This is a gamble. It's definitely a gamble. Anytime you go on these low-cost guys, they're always going to be gambles. But Eric Campbell is a calculated risk if you're trying to save money. That makes sense tonight. Second base. First things first, I didn't include him, but Jose Altuve is pretty much always in play at this point. But looking at D. Gordon for 4,400, he's another guy. He's pretty much always in play because he's just got great speed. And DraftKings rewards stolen base guys. Gordon's 10 for his last 17 at the dish. So that's a pretty good calculated risk. Another guy to check out might be Neil Walker for 4,200. He's in the midst of a double-digit hit streak right now. 3 multi-hit games in his last 4. He's also playable at third base on DraftKings, and he's 7 for 20 in his career off Travis Wood. So not great numbers, but good numbers in limited plate appearances. Moving along to third base. Evan Longoria, 4,400, 13 for his last 23 at the plate. I'm not going to say anything else besides that. Now, if you're playing Whitley and you went that direction, don't play Longo because that's counterintuitive. But Longoria is hot right now. Also, like I mentioned, you can play Neil Walker at third. Otherwise, if he's near the top of the lineup again, I'm all over Jose Iglesias. I like guys at the top of the order. When he's batting ninth, he just isn't going to get as many opportunities to succeed. You bat him second again, I like that a lot. So look at Jose Iglesias. Look where he's batting tonight. Shortstop. You can play Iglesias there as well. Otherwise, check out Alexi Armista from San Diego for 3,100. This is a value play tonight, and I'm going to look at him because I'm going to be spending a lot of money in other areas, and I need some cheapies in my lineup. Now, Armista doesn't have a ton of experience against Hernandez, but in limited plate appearances, he's 4 for 5 with a home run, which is pretty damn good. So, moving along to outfield so I can get this stuff up before my appointment. Nelson Cruz, 5,300, going up against Detweiler tonight. Detweiler sucks. I mean, that's the only way to look at it. I haven't brought up a lot of Mariners yet, but I'm going to look at stacking a few Mariners in my lineup because Detweiler, He's given up, I believe, 5 earned runs in all 3 of his starts this year, and that's in, I believe, like right around 3, 4, 5 innings in each of them. So he's not very good. This is somebody they can clean up off of. Corey Dickerson, 5K, is flat out in fuego right now at the plate. And it also looks like Carlos Gonzalez is starting to heat up. I got Carlos Gonzalez in all of my yearly leagues. I just thought he was so undervalued this year as a 4th or 5th round pick. Otherwise, you'd get him for auctions for like 13, 14 bucks. For a guy that's a perennial MVP candidate if he stays healthy. Granted, he never stays healthy, but I mean, that's a risk reward that I weighed. So it looks like Cargo's heating up. So you might want to get some Colorado Rockies in your lineups. Billy Hamilton, 4,500. Not a bad price point for him, man. He regularly torments the Milwaukee Brewers. Bryce Harper, 4,200. I like the price. He is 6 for 17 in his career off Julio Teheran. And he's got a home run against him. So, I mean, I like the price for Bryce Harper because Bryce Harper is a game changer. Can be, at least. Now, looking for some value plays in the outfield, check out Colby Rasmus for 3,300. That's very cheap, and he has 3 straight multi-hit games. And the other guys, another couple deep flyers just to consider. Ichiro, and then if you're not playing Wacha, Abdul Herrera from the Philadelphia Phillies. You know, these aren't guys who are going to win your game for you, but they're guys you can play that hopefully can get you, 5+ points and still allowing you to spend your money on studs and good pitching options elsewhere. So hopefully we kick some ass tonight, guys. Good luck, and let's talk again tomorrow, and let's win some cash.